Your Honor, we don't believe the state has proved its case, so the defense will rest.
That was Jim Archibald, Lori Vallow's attorney, responding to proceeding with the case against Vallow. The prosecution and defense in the Lori Vallow Daybell murder trial both rested their cases today, meaning the defense will not provide further witnesses or evidence against the prosecution's case.
Today was day 25 in her trial. Vallow, by the way, is the Eastern Idaho mom charged with murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and grand theft in the deaths of her two kids, JJ and Tylee. She's also charged with conspiracy and theft in the death of her husband's late wife, Tammy Daybell.
News Channel 7's Shira Matsuzawa has been covering this trial since it started. She walks us through the big developments in court today.
After hearing from 60 witnesses, including family and friends, as well as a number of law enforcement members from across Idaho and Arizona, both sides rested their case. And it comes as JJ's grandparents, Kay and Larry Woodcock, have been at the courthouse every day since this trial started.
I hope we have an honest and righteous verdict, as I've said before, and I'm amazed at the jurors. They've been unbelievable. The judge has been right on the case, and I think the court in all has done a magnificent job.
Before both the state and defense rested their case, the jury heard from two more witnesses. One was an FBI tactical specialist. She talked about how the story of James and Elena mirrored reported actions of Lori Vallow and her current and fifth husband, Chad Daybell. Next, Idaho Attorney General lead investigator Nicholas Edwards took the stand. He testified between October 9th and 10th, there were 90 calls and text messages exchanged between Lori, Chad, Lori's brother, Alex Cox, and his wife of 2 weeks, Zulema. October 9th was the night investigators say someone attempted to shoot at Tammy Daybell. Tammy died 10 days later on October 19th of 2019. Edwards also presented a timeline of texts and phone calls between Lori and Chad, as well as Alex during that same time frame. He was also there when the kids' remains were found. JJ and Tylee disappeared in September of 2019. Investigators found their remains on Chad's property in June of 2020. And an interesting moment in court happened after the lunch break. The state asked for part of the indictment to be amended, stating a clerical issue. Vallow's attorney, Jim Archibald, responded this was not a clerical error. He said the grand jury indicted her on the wrong code section, and they've been operating under that for 2 years. In the end, Judge Stephen Boyce ruled the court will permit the amendment. He does not believe it will prejudice Vallow, but he said the timing is sort of, quote, unbelievable, and that it was disappointing that they had to do that now. After that happened, the defense then made a motion for acquittal. Judge Boyce said he will rule on it later. The defense did not call any witnesses of its own. They met with Lori in private, and then when they came back, said they did not believe the state proved its case, and so they rest. Closing arguments are scheduled for Thursday.
Thank you, Shira. The judge also issued an order today that the verdict will be live streamed on cameras controlled by the court. Up to this point, no cameras have been allowed in the courtroom. For the latest on the trial, you can visit our story on our website, ktbb.com. And for more in-depth coverage from court, scan the QR code on your screen for a link to all of our coverage of the trial.